Hey guys, Joss here. So we're about 2 weeks into the build off and we haven't really got much done on the truck at all. So today I want to take a look at the truck again and make a few updates to it. Now I was looking for a new set of tires. These tires are great. They're a little bit small for the look that I'm going for. I do want to keep the rally wheels. I do really like those. I had these slingers. These are the 1.9 XL. We had these on the blue truck. They looked really good. I'm not really a big fan of the tread on these. Just a little bit aggressive. So I was looking around for tires. There's not really much in that sort of just over a 4-inch, like a 4.5 is really what I was looking for. I didn't want to go to like a 4. I think it's a 4.57, which was way too big. But I was able to find these. They're RC4 drive. They're the Mickey Thompson Baja Claw. And I think these are going to look really nice on there, guys. They're just a tad bit taller. I think these were a 3.95 and these are a 4.1. So they're just a tad bit taller. Pretty much what I'm looking for. Not too aggressive tread pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of these off and get 2 of these mounted. Then we'll kind of do a quick comparison and get these all on. I hope they look really good. Alright, so this is my first time using this little tool. So you just kind of stick that on like that. And that should take this center cap right off here. So let's just try this. Alright guys, so there's one mounted up there. This one here, the tread pattern's not the right direction, I know that, but just a quick look at it. I think they look really good. They do fill out some of that space a little bit better. The only thing I don't like so far is just how it kind of makes the tire look flat. So I don't know if I want to maybe swap the foams. That's the only thing. Like, I think the tread looks nice. Like I said, fills out a little bit more, but it just looks like a little flat to me. So if we just look at the difference here, you can see this one. The stock tires hold up pretty good. And then when you get on this side, yeah. We'll have to look at maybe changing out the foams with these, but I'm going to go ahead and get the other 2 mounted up, and then we'll take another look at it in a minute. Alright guys, so one thing I just wanted to point out really quick was this little adapter was included. It just goes right over the center hub, and you just take your little wheel tool and pop that over, take your wheel off. However, if you see, if I can get it to focus, there's tiny little scale bolts there for the speed lock. And in order to take this apart to change the wheels, you need a tiny little tool for that. Fortunately, I didn't have that, and it's going to be probably a week or 2 before I could get that. But I was able to rig this up, so I just want to show you. It's really cool. If I can get it to focus, basically what this is just a hex screw. It's not going to focus. So it's a hex screw there, and basically I just have it on the end of a vice grip, and that hex screw actually fits right over those bolts. So I'm able to remove and tighten those bolts basically with just this hex screw. So just a little tip there for you guys as well. Alright guys, so we got the wheels on there. They look really good. I'll show you those in a moment. But while we have the body off here, another thing I want to do is take off these plastic side guards. I just think that although they are probably necessary for rock crawling and stuff, but we're not really going to do rock crawling with this truck, so I just think they look kind of cheap, so we're going to take these off. So that's going to be the next thing. Alright guys, and there is the tires. Really happy with them. I think it looks really sweet. Like I said, we got those side steps off there now. Looks really good. Only thing I don't really like, I feel like for the weight of this truck, the foams are way too soft. It almost looks like, you know, the tires are flat. Like, you probably get some flat spots on these tires and stuff. So definitely gonna look at getting some 3D printed foam or something to put in there. They're way too soft. And like I said, maybe for rock crawling, they'd be good, but we're probably not gonna do much rock crawling with this truck anyway. So the other thing I wanna look at is, you can see here, they are cutting pretty close. So another thing I have here is from RC 4-wheel drive guys is suspension lift block set. Now I know that this truck already has some lift blocks in it, but I'm thinking we might be able to just add like one of these smaller ones just to kind of give it a tiny bit more lift. I just want this truck to be subtle. I just want people to look at it and say, that's not stock. You know, I don't want it to be like a crazy lifted truck, but I just kind of want it to look a little more different than stock. So this might be the answer. It might not be. The other option is to just raise the body, but so I think we might just try the smaller lift blocks on here just to kind of see, and then we'll go from there and see what we want to do next. Possibly new shocks or something like that. So, all right guys, I'm not going to show you everything, but I just wanted to show you here. This one here, I did have to take the motor out to reach the screws there. So what we're doing in the front, we're just adding another one of these to kind of level it out. We put the smaller ones in the rear and we're going with the medium ones in the front. So I hope that's going to be good, and it's going to kind of balance the truck out and provide us with that subtle lift that we're looking for. All right guys, so we got our lift blocks on there. Looks really good. Probably should have took some measurements before and after so we could compare, but pretty much what I was looking for. Just sort of a subtle lift. We got some pretty good clearance there now. You can see the tire's not going to rub up at all. So pretty much what I was going for was just kind of a subtle lift, you know, slightly bigger tire with a slight lift. But yeah, I'm really liking that look so far, guys. So the next thing I want to do is get this front bumper off and get this mast off, and we're gonna paint this. This is normally a rubber strip here, so we're gonna paint that black, and then we'll figure out what else we want to do. All right, so I got my license plate off of there. I have this foam here because I just want to show you guys, when you're trying to work with this bumper, it's always never wants to stay. So I just got this foam here. I'm just gonna push that in. Boom. All right, so anytime I'm doing paint on a line where I don't want paint, I always use, this is the Tamiya masking. Stuff's really good, guys, for edging. And then for everywhere else, I just use normal green painter's tape. But definitely going to use some of that Tamiya along the edges. And then everywhere else, we can just use the green tape. This stuff's cheap. This stuff is a little higher quality and definitely need it for those edges there so it doesn't bleed through. All right, guys, so I got that all taped off there. I'm just gonna hit this with 1000 grit sandpaper, just give it a light scuff, clean it off, and then we're going to hit that with some primer and some semi-gloss black, and I think that should look pretty good. All right, guys, we got this all painted up here. Quick moment of truth. We're gonna get the masking tape off here, and we'll see how good of a job we did. All right, here it is, guys. So it's not 100% perfect. I probably should have paid more attention to the masking on the top versus the bottom, because the bottom seems to be perfect. The top could be better. It's not too bad, but we're gonna get that on the truck, and gonna get my plate back on there, and we'll see what it looks like. And there it is, guys. Looks really good. Really happy how it turned out. Like I said, could have paid a little more attention with the masking on the top here, but that could be easily touched up. But yeah, it just goes to show, guys, with a little bit of paint and detailing, you don't need to spend a lot of money to get your rig looking good. However, this bumper may not stay on this truck. RC four-wheel drive just released their new billet aluminum metal chrome bumpers for the K5 Blazer and the K10 pickup. So we did order one of those. It doesn't have this sort of protruding rubber. It's just a true metal bumper. So we did order that. Just a quick recap. We got a slightly larger tire on today, the RC four-wheel drive Baja Claw, guys. We put additional lift blocks in the suspension, give it a slight lift. I think it's looking really good. We might look at possibly adding another one just to give it a slightly bigger lift. We got to get some better foams in these tires, but really happy how it's turning out so far. And like I said, I just kind of want to baby step this truck. I don't want to go too drastic too soon. Slight modifications at a time. Keep this thing clean, keep it classy. But I think that's all we're going to have time for in this one today. But definitely like, subscribe. We'll see you guys on next one. Thanks.